Greetings to one and all. I, Mr. Sambhajirao Suryavanshi, would like it very much to welcome one and all for very interesting, very short but very sweet poem by Indian poetess Sarojini Naidu. The title of the poem is Indian Weavers. So, at the very outset, I would like it very much to request every one of you, please like, share and comment my video. Do subscribe my channel and please watch this video till the end of this presentation. Now I am going to start the poem Indian Weavers by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu is a famous political activist who became president of Indian National Congress. She is a feminist writer and poetess in Indian English literature. She is the follower of Mahatma Gandhi and Swaraj. She is treated as the very important figure in India's struggle for independence. She is popularly known as Nightingale of India. Now, as far as introduction to the poem Indian Weavers is concerned, I would like to say it is a very short poem. There are only 3 stanzas and each stanza is having 4 lines. Poetess talks about 3 types of garment that the weavers weave at 3 particular time of a day. First stanza represents birth, that means childhood. Second stanza represents adulthood, that means young. And third stanza represents death, that means old. Indian Weavers is a small lyric in 3 stanzas of 4 lines each, included in the folk song section of the Golden Threshold. In each stanza, a question is asked in the first 2 lines and it is answered in the remaining 2 lines. Weaving is one of the most important of the folk vocations in India and the weavers are important folk characters. Sarojini Naidu has skillfully retained the simplicity and lilting music of a folk song. Even though lyric has a symbolic significance and a rich texture having layers within layers, in 12 lines, the poetess has provided a symbolic representation of man's journey from birth to death. The weavers are the pets of Greek mythology, weaving the web of life, or the Indian trinity Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. The Lord of man's destiny, those who create and regenerate through death itself. Their process of creation is an endless one, like the weaving of the weavers from morning till night. Now, let's know something about stanza number 1. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. The poetess observes some weavers weaving a bright, beautiful cloth at the break of a day and asks them why they are weaving such a gay cloth. The weavers reply that they are weaving it for the dress of a newly born child. That is why the cloth they weave of a blue color, as blue as the wing of kingfisher. The dawn of the daybreak symbolizes the beginning of life, the birth of new life, and blue symbolizes the depth and color of the ocean out of which emerge white swan and the white lotus in the Hindu creation myths. It also into this world, the newborn into this world. The newborn child is an expression of the creative's power and creative joy of Brahma the Supreme. Hence it is, in the fitness of things, the garment woven for him should be blue in color, gay and bright. Second stanza. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage bells of a queen. In stanza number second, at nightfall the poetess Sarojini Naidu finds the weavers weaving a cloth bright and multicolored and asks them for whom they are weaving a cloth of such variegated color. The weavers tell her that they are weaving a cloth of purple and green color, magnificent and colorful like the feathers of a peacock, for the bridal dress of a queen. Purple and green are the color of blood and sap, the green fluid in the veins of trees and plants, and so symbolic of fertility and growth. The plumes of the peacock represent many colored splendor of life and its perennial rhythm, the dance of being, the colorful garments designed to be the marriage bells of a queen, the eternal bride. They symbolize the marriage of the heaven and earth, the sacred union of being and becoming. The glory, the mystery, the joy of life are stressed as the expression of joy in this creative mood. Night symbolizes Vishnu's Yoga Nidra, rising out which forces chaos into order. Now the last stanza. Weavers weaving solemn and still, why do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Stanza number 3. In the cold moonlight, the poetess finds the weavers still at work. They are now silent and their mood is serious. They are now weaving a white cloth, as white as bird's feather or a cloud. And to the question of the poetess, they reply briefly that they are weaving it for the funeral shroud of a dead man. The chill of the moonlight night is symbolic of death, and it is befitting that the shroud should be of white color, for white is the symbol of purity, of unity and possibility. Death means a reunion with the eternal and the possibility of regeneration. Thus, in this admirable lyric, the poetess has stressed human life through the three most important stages, that it passes birth, marriage, and death. The texture is symbolic, and yet the poetess has succeeded in retaining the simplicity of folk song. Now, as far as theme of this poem is concerned, I would say that the poem is concentrated on to the theme cycle of life. Newborn represents birth, a queen bride represents marriage, and a dead man represents death. In short, I would say that the poem is really very fantastic. It talks about cycle of life, it talks about different stages in our life, and it talks about the craftsmen and their art. So, very simple but very philosophical poem, and I strongly appreciate this poem by Sarojini Naidu. Before I conclude today's presentation, once again I request every one of you to like, share and comment my video, to subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos on spoken English personality development and language and much more. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Stay connected, stay blessed.